Hello everyone, Joe Neate here, Executive Producer on Sea of Thieves with another weekly dev update. First of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about our approach to updating the game for this point onwards. So over the last year or so, a year and a bit, we have very much been updating the game and adding kind of content in, and we've done a ton of updates, you know, from starting with the Hungering Deep through the summer, through to kind of Shrouded Spoils, and then with the smaller updates leading up to the anniversary update itself. And it was great because we were obviously constantly adding stuff to the game and it was getting kind of refreshed and richer. But what we weren't doing was getting into a kind of predictable cadence of updates, really. I think when we look at that, it was a bit sporadic and there wasn't any real sense of what was coming next. So people could look and say, hey, Forsaken Shores is the next update or Shrouded Spoils is, but once that had launched, there was no real kind of sense of when is something new going to be coming to the game, when's kind of the next thing to look forward to. And so as we look to the kind of second year of Sea of Thieves, we very much want to get into this rhythm where people kind of understand the rhythm that we're going to be updating the game in, when there's kind of things to look forward to, and really that it becomes much more predictable and kind of much more of a rhythmic service of updating the game. And so with that in mind, the update that's coming out today, which is Black Powder Stashes, is the first of our monthly content updates. So from this point onwards, we are moving to a rhythm of releasing and updating the game on a monthly cadence. And so for us, for each kind of monthly update, what you're going to see is you're going to see new voyages, you're going to see new rewards, you're going to see new quality of life updates, which you'll see throughout this. When I get to the kind of Black Powder Stashes details, you'll see kind of stuff in all of those areas that we're bringing into this update. And so every month you're going to be able to look forward to things like this. But also as we move forward, this is also going to be our kind of vehicle for delivering new things such as new tool tales or new features and mechanics or new updates to Arena. Obviously alongside Adventure 2. So, you know, this is the rhythm that we want to get into moving forward. So very much, like right now, it's about that it's a slight shift in terms of the process and in terms of how we work at Rare, and so that's our focus right now. That's what we've been focusing on for Black Powder Stashes. It's what I'm going to be focusing on for the next update, which will be coming in August. But it's a big shift, but we think, you know, it's something we've definitely heard from players in terms of, you know, how, like, can we get into this more predictable thing? Can people kind of schedule their lives around Sea of Thieves, or, you know, schedule the rest of the stuff that they've got to do, knowing when there's going to be new updates, when there's going to be new things coming to the game, and as opposed to the sporadic nature from before. So with Black Powder Stashes being the first of our monthly content updates that we're bringing to the game, I'll just talk through some other stuff that's coming with this. So the kind of main thing that's coming is this new set of voyages that Duke's going to be delivering to players, and this is all going to be about kind of sending you to forts around the world, collecting different rewards, but really focused around gunpowder barrels and also stronghold barrels. And as part of the kind of the lore and the story behind this, that you know, everyone's looking to stockpile these gunpowder barrels across the world, and so you'll be able to cash these in at the Gold Hoarders, the Order of Souls, the Merchant Alliance, or if you're a Pirate Legend, you can cash them in kind of as part of the Athena Fortunes trading company. So, you know, you can progress in the way that you want, but by taking part in these voyages. There's also a lost shipment of mermaid gems, which you'll find around the world as well. So again, rewarding kind of exploration, but also giving you ways to level up again. The kind of choice is yours. And so that's the kind of the new set of voyages. There's a new set of rewards that come with them. So cosmetic rewards for taking part and completing kind of numbers of the voyages. But we're hoping that this drives really interesting behavior in the world of adventure, just with the kind of different social dynamics and the different kind of risk and stuff that this is going to put out there, when, you know, lots of people are going to be taking on these types of voyages. So you'll be encountering other players out on that and not knowing, are they taking part in them or not, but also knowing that, you know, there's going to be quite a lot of explosive barrels out there on the sea, so it should lead to some really interesting encounters between players. Alongside the new voyages from Duke, we've also made a big range of balancing kind of improvements to the game. So I'll list these out because there's a lot of them. So as I talked about last week, the Hunter's Call rewards have been rebalanced. Alongside that, Skeleton Lord difficulty, and so now for different size crews it's much more balanced. The Cursed Cannonball effects have been kind of rebalanced and reduced, both in terms of personal ones, but also ones that impact ships. The Megalodon's behaviour has been changed and tuned as well, thinking about different size ships and really kind of trying to accentuate the different Megalodon's kind of behaviours. Skeletons, so the Eye of Reach skeletons have been kind of nerfed a little bit, cannon accuracy from skeletons too. The sloop masts are now quicker to raise after ship damage. Mermaids have been kind of tuned as well, so that they're actually more helpful and kind of behave a bit more in the ways that you'd hope and want when you've accidentally fallen off the ship, as we've all done. But so loads of balancing improvements, even more than I've listed here, which you'll find in the build notes. Alongside those, we've also made a range of accessibility improvements, and I'll call out a few of those highlights here, but there's been a real kind of passion project amongst some members of the team here to really try and take a look at our existing kind of UI and how people can kind of navigate and things to make it more accessible to a wider range of people. So yeah, so there's the option now to tap to kind of interact as opposed to hold, and also being able to kind of toggle the radial menu up on screen and then toggle it off again as opposed to having to hold. There's also radial menu support for keyboard bindings, and again there's a wide range of accessibility improvements beyond just that, but again there's just people across the team. We actually had a visit from Special Effect to a charity that we work closely with, and they kind of showed us some of the issues and stuff in terms of accessibility with Sea of Thieves, and so some of the team actually just went away kind of off their own back and made a range of improvements there, which is so cool to see, and so cool to see them all coming out in this update. So again, check the build notes itself for the range of accessibility improvements that you can see there. That's the kind of high level summary of everything that's gone into the Black Powder Stashes content update. There's a ton more that you can see in the build notes in terms of bug fixes and just general improvements alongside what I've talked about. But that's kind of what you can expect to see kind of with these monthly updates. So there's going to be voyages, there's rewards, cosmetics, kind of sales, figureheads, etc. for taking part, but there's also going to be a range of quality of life improvements. And like I talked about before, as we look forward, this is also how we're going to be delivering new tall tales and new features, new mechanics to enrich both adventure and arena. With Black Powder Stashes being our first of the monthly updates, the second one will be coming on August the 14th, and that will be called Dark Relics. So again, this is going to bring in new voyages that we're going to be trying to drive interesting social behaviour between players, alongside new rewards, alongside quality of life improvements that come with this. We haven't got too much to share on that at the moment, but we'll talk about that more in detail, exactly what that is. But yeah, it's called Dark Relics, and it's coming Wednesday the 14th of August, so that will be the next kind of monthly content update to look forward to, and that will be really us getting into that rhythm of updating the game on a monthly basis. You know, we really believe this is the right approach, kind of looking forward, and you know, getting into this regular rhythm, having always stuff to look forward to, always new things that are refreshing the game, delivering those kind of quality of life improvements and acting on top feedback points, and then how we bring like new tall tales, new features, new stuff across both adventure and arena alongside that. I think it's just going to be a really good positive way to be updating the game. I think it's going to be just always something to look forward to, always something to kind of bring you back to Sea of Thieves. So yeah, really believe in this approach. Absolutely think it's the right plan. It's something we've been working on the last couple of months and getting in place, but really looking forward to seeing how this rolls out and kind of how this impacts the next year of Sea of Thieves. Just moving on from content updates, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that we announced very recently, which was we are taking part in Twitch Rivals next week. So we're going to be on the 23rd and 24th of July. We're kind of taking part in this Twitch Rivals event that we've been working with Twitch to kind of figure out and work out how to do for a little while now. But it's been great to work with Twitch. They've been a really great partner, and we're really looking forward to kind of having the arena front and center as part of this Twitch Rivals event. I think it's going to be great to see the kind of competition play out. It's a nice long kind of extended kind of showcase of the arena on both the 23rd and 24th. There's going to be some great streamers taking part in this, so it should be great for them to take part in and play in, but also great for us all to watch. So really looking forward to seeing kind of how that goes down and how people get on, and obviously who wins will be really interesting to see too. So yeah, so make sure you tune in. Whether that's your kind of favourite streamer, and we haven't announced yet who's going to be taking part, but we will a little closer to the time who's going to be taking part in Twitch Rivals itself. But obviously you can watch on the Twitch Rivals channel, or you'll be able to watch hopefully one of your favourite streamers that's taking part in that. So yeah, it should be a really cool event, really great kind of showcase of the arena, and yeah, just really excited about it. But I think that's it from me. So obviously looking forward to questions or feedback on this new approach to updating the game. But apart from that, I will see you on the seas. Cheers.
Yeah, no, 30 days in a month.
30?
Yeah.
30 days in a month. Oh, okay. So if you liked today's video, feel free to like, subscribe, or click that little ship as well.